What's up, guys? So let me put you guys right here so we can have a talk, have a chat. Okay, have a talk. All right, let me unblur this. It's kind of blurry. Okay, here we go. All right, so something came across my mind, right? How AMC, the market, and how everyone says the market is manipulated, AMC's manipulated, it's controlled, and everything else. And there's crooks. They saying that there's criminals in the stock market. They're taking people's money, and it makes me wonder how in the world can they get away with this, right? If there's people out there manipulating the market, how in the world can they get away with it? And how are they allowed to get away with it when there's rules in place? Okay? There's rules and laws in place that supposed to protect the retail investors, small people like us. And sometimes those rules don't get enforced. Those rules get looked over, and there's people that's most likely they're abusing those rules, or they're taking advantage of those rules and pretty much like working the system. And I wonder, like, how is this even possible that they're getting around this and no one's being punished? And how are they allowed to continue to do things like this and continue to make all this money, especially the ones that are crooks, especially the ones that are manipulating the market? And, you know, because when it comes to money, a lot of money, you have to know that there's going to be someone in there just pretty much not following the rules. They're playing around the rules. They're stealing money somehow. They're just manipulating everything, allegedly, okay? So something happened. Well, it's been happening for a while. Okay. So I tried to match up everyday life to the stock market, which most people do. But I try to look at how the stock market works and the corruption and how people get away with certain things. How does that apply to everyday life? Now, the reason why I started thinking about this, and I found out that I compare this to work, okay? And there are people, and a lot of you can probably agree with me on this, okay? There are people that you work with or past jobs, okay? I'm not saying my job here, but there are people at work. And I mean, I can say this job here too also. But there are people that you work with, and they come in every day. And I see this all around the building, like just in different places. They come in every day and they only want to do certain things, when their job really consists of multiple tasks. So, and they try very, very hard not to do certain jobs because it's difficult for them, or they feel like it's difficult, or feel like it's time consuming. So they do whatever they can to try to avoid these things. And I sit back and watch this happens like over and over and over and over and over. When like say someone like me, or it could be you go to work and you do your task, you do it at your best ability, and then it seems like you get like the short end of the stick, right? Like you're getting all the harder tasks, you're getting all things that most people don't want to do. And it's like consistently every single day, like, okay, let's just say, like, for instance, like you work in a warehouse and there's always the same people unloading a truck with a dock stocker or forklift, whatever. And that person, all they want to do is come in and unload. That's all they want to do. But they work in the same department as you. They have the same qualifications as you. But all they want to do is that. So they run to that and make sure that no one else does it. But if you were to step across the line to, like, say you go into work, you're like, you know what, I'm going to unload this morning. So you go there and then they look at you crazy. That person looks at you crazy, like, what are you doing? This is my job. Like, and some of you can relate to me on this. But there's people in the company that will manipulate the system. This is how I compare it to the stock market. And it just dawned on me, like, there's manipulation on every level. So if it's like this on your job and you see these people, some people get away with certain things and they don't get punished or they don't get disciplined, and they know how to work the system to where they can get around it, and they can only do certain things when they come to work every day. It's the same way in the stock market. Like, you have your CEOs, you have your bosses, you have, and it comes on down the ladder. You have your leads, your team leads, then you have your retail investors, which is normal working people like us, okay? And it makes you, like, I sat back and I was thinking, like, how are some of these people getting away with doing very little on a work platform on their job? How do they get away with this? And me piecing things together, I pieced a lot of things together, and I found out that, wait a minute, now I know why some people can get away with certain things. It's because sometimes some of the workers will hang out with the leads and the supervisors and people higher up in the company. Like, they party with these people, they hang out with them, they go places with them outside of work. So when they come into work, it's like they get easier jobs that they want to get. And that really made me look at the stock market like, this is happening in the stock market, because there's certain jobs, there's things supposed to be ran a certain way in the stock market. There's rules, there's so what they call work aids, like when you're on your job. For you guys that don't know what a work aid is, it's like it's a form that tells how a certain job is supposed to be done. You do this first, you do this first, you do this first. Like McDonald's. McDonald's has a system, I'm sure they have a work aid where this is how the burger is supposed to be made every single time. There's no shortcuts. And there may be people in McDonald's that do shortcuts when they're making these burgers, or fries or whatever. But there's a system, right? So, and it's the same way on your job. There's a system. And things supposed to be done a certain way. But I see people that don't follow the work aid. Like, you do this first, you do this next, and you do this last, so the procedure can go smoothly every single time, every day. But I see people that they don't follow those rules. They don't follow those laws. They don't follow the work aid how it should go to make everything go smooth and make everybody happy. That's the point I'm getting to. Follow these rules, follow these work aids. It makes everybody happy. Follow these laws, and it makes everybody happy. So why is it that there's laws in place, work aids in the stock market that's supposed to help people, help the whole thing flow smoothly? How come there's laws and they're being broken? And then there's no one else there to enforce the laws, when they know for a fact there's people out there breaking the laws in the stock market, which is causing people, the normal workers or retailers, to lose, to get the short end of the stick. This is where I'm going with this whole story, how it ties in to the stock market. And it just made me feel like what goes on at work in the everyday life, how things are not like they should be, and how people get over on your job and doing certain things, how it really relates to like this AMC manipulation type thing. How the shorts, they don't cover when they're supposed to. They have a certain amount of time that they're supposed to cover. If they don't, they get penalized, or they're paying all these fees, and then they just don't cover. Like, they completely just ignore it. And then if they're on the threshold list, it's like you're on the threshold list for 13 days and there's still no penalty. Like, you still don't get dinged for it. Maybe they paying a fine, but they pay like a little bit, and then the people higher up ignore it. Like, they ignore it. And it is no doubt in my mind that everybody in the stock market, the SEC, all of them, like, they know what's going on with AMC, but they're not doing anything about it. So it makes me also wonder, like, are some of these hedge funds and some of these CEOs and some of these people, like, are they like hanging out together? Are they best friends so they can get away with robbery? And it makes it harder for everybody else. But I just wanted to talk about that. I just wanted to bring that up because when I matched that up to my everyday work life, or most people, it reminded me of the stock market so much. And how are people getting away with this? Why aren't the CEOs? Why aren't the people that's in charge of the rules or the work aides not enforcing the laws? That's what I want. I want to make money just like the next person. Do I want to make millions? Yes, I want to make millions. Just like everybody else. Everybody wants to make millions to have a little bit of a financial freedom, okay? But that's it. Leave a comment. Hit the thumbs up. Tell me what you think. If you want to share this video to someone else about how I kind of compare work life to AMC and what's going on in the market, how I compare them, go ahead and share it. I would greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you next one. All right, guys, take care. Peace.